The inauguration ceremony will be unlike any other in U.S. history, and here to share some perspective, our political analysts Laura Fink, Wendy Patrick. Good morning to you, ladies. Thank you for being here with us. Laura, good morning. Laura, let me start with you. President-elect Biden is taking office in the midst of a pandemic. Can you break down some of the challenges he's going to be facing? I mean, including getting the pandemic under control, of course, unemployment.
Well, we know that all of the challenges are top of mind for every American. We know that the economic crisis and the pandemic are paired. He did a ceremony last night honoring the 400,000 Americans that have died from this disease. We know that he needs to ramp up vaccine production and vaccination, make sure our healthcare workers have what they need, ensure that our frontline workers are taken care of, and then, of course, focus on the economy. We know that the two are tied, but I would say rarely have we seen, even though the economic crisis landed on the desk of President Obama in 2008, and we saw September 11th happen a year into George W. Bush's term, this really is a confluence of events. And now we add in the domestic security threat posed by the actions of last week and looking forward. And then you layer in impeachment. I think Joe Biden is going to have to focus on just getting the job done and delivering for the American people. Action is what we will hear him talk about today.
Certainly a lot going on in our nation's capital, that's for sure. Wendy, President Trump, in his final remarks, I know you were watching, he wished the Biden administration good luck, but he also said, quote, "We will be back in some form." So what do you make of that statement?
You know, Eric, this is classic Trump. It's what we call a teaser. What in the world does he mean by that? Now, you may have noticed and you may have heard he's made similar statements just in the past couple of days. Does he mean he's going to run for office again? Remember, that's one of the reasons that the Senate wants to move forward with an impeachment hearing to get a conviction and then have that subsequent vote to prevent him from running for office again. But is that what he's even talking about, Eric? Or is this just something where he's talking about the Republican Party or people with conservative values? But it is telling that obviously he had quite a bit of time to think about what he was going to say in his parting speech today, and that's where he chose to go. So we'll see what he does next.
Wendy, what about a family member?
Well, one of the things that's really characterized, let's just say the last 3 months, has been exactly that question. Would Ivanka run? Would one of his sons run? And if so, would they be tarnished in some fashion by Donald Trump's presidency, or would they be empowered that they may have some support that maybe isn't so much about their father, but is more about the conservative values in the Republican Party? So those are open questions that will no doubt be better answered when temperatures cool over the next couple of months, maybe even 2 years from now, we'll see if they're in a better position to make that choice.
Laura, Biden is expected to call for unity during his inaugural address this morning. How can we begin to come together as a nation? Laura, what is your take?
I think we'll see a couple of themes, not soaring themes, but themes grounded in determination to address exactly what you're talking about, Stella. I think that he's going to address it, just as I said before, through action, addressing the needs of the American people that are on their front doorstep right now. I think today is a historic day, historic not only because we will be swearing in for the first time a woman, a Black woman, a woman of Indian descent into the White House as vice president with Kamala Harris, but also because of the untold circumstances that we see surrounding this inauguration, not the least of which is the absence of President Trump, first time since Andrew Johnson in the 1860s. And so unity, it's a tall order, but I think because we confront the same challenges, we see the same solutions. We've got to get vaccines in arms, we've got to get schools and businesses reopened, and we've got to come together to weather that period of difficulty before we're able to do all of that. So I think you'll see an interesting presidential address today from President Biden. We'll see his signature empathy. We'll hear him talk about action, and we'll hear him talk about how we can bring this country back together.
Certainly a new era in the White House. Thanks, ladies, so much for your time. Always appreciate your insight and analysis.
Thank you.
Thank you.